It was a big shock. I mean, prostate cancer is usually thought of as an old man's disease, and I was diagnosed at the age of 45, but actually diagnosis took quite a long time, and I first had symptoms at the age of 40, so I was very young to get the disease.
And yes, as you say, it was a big shock. What was your first reaction?
Well, I knew there was something wrong with my prostate because I'd had symptoms from the age of 40, and that was in 2004, and my prostate was being monitored with blood tests and biopsies. So I'd had 3 biopsies, and although the blood tests suggested something was wrong, the biopsies failed to detect the tumour. So I kind of got it into my head that there was something wrong with my prostate, but that it wasn't cancer. So it was a big shock when I was given the diagnosis, and I'd had really 5 years to get used to the idea. But I remember when my doctor told me, when the urologist told me the news, despite having all that time to get used to it, I was very shocked.
Did you ignore it at first?
No, I didn't.
Because a lot of men do.
Yeah, well, I suppose I was quite like a lot of men in that I didn't go to my doctor very frequently. And what happened in 2004 was that I knew that I had symptoms of prostate trouble because I couldn't get to sleep at night, because I had to keep on getting up to pee. And at that time coincided with various other ailments, such as, you know, a bad back, bad knees, and concern about just other health issues. So I sort of had collected several ailments and went to my doctor with several ailments, and she immediately honed in on the prostate symptoms and wasn't terribly interested in the other ones. And she referred me to a urologist, and then the tests, the blood tests and the biopsies began from that point. And the blood tests kept on giving worse results, but as I say, I had 3 biopsies which all came back negative. And the 4th biopsy was done a slightly different way. It was done via the urethra, which meant it was possible to get samples from the centre of the prostate. And when that biopsy was done, the cancer was found. So the cancer was judged to be moderately aggressive, but fortunately it seemed to be confined to the prostate. It didn't seem to have spread. So at that point I was given the choice of either surgery to remove the prostate or radiotherapy. And I spoke to 2 consultants, one who would look after the radiotherapy, one who would look after the surgery. And the one who would look after the radiotherapy told me that he couldn't tell me what to do, but if he was in my position, he would go for the surgery. So that really clinched it for me, and I had the surgery in 2009, and that seemed to deal with the cancer at the time. But about 18 months later, my blood had been monitored regularly, and the blood results indicated that the cancer had come back. So then I had 6.5 weeks of daily radiotherapy at the start of 2011, and that I was told that there may only be a 50% chance of that being successful, but so far it does seem to have been successful, and there's no sign of the cancer returning.
Now, the University of Ulster has been given a grant aid to investigate a combination that may help stop the spread of prostate cancer through other parts of the body. That is something that must sound very welcoming to you.
Yes, it's very good news, because I think my understanding is that as long as the cancer stays in the prostate, it won't kill you. But if it gets into the bones, for example, or other parts of the body, that's when it can become fatal. Yeah, so it's very important to restrict the spread of the disease to other parts of the body.
What advice, Patrick, would you give to men who think they may have the symptoms that you described? Quick response and quick reaction to go to the doctor, I would presume? Yes,
go to the doctor, because it's no advantage to ignore the symptoms. Go to the doctor as soon as you notice that you're having trouble peeing. If your flow rate is very low, or you feel you're not emptying the bladder, or if you're having to get up to pee a lot at night, those are the kind of symptoms that should prompt a man to go to the doctor. And I'd also recommend looking at the Prostate Cancer UK website, because there's a lot of help available there. I know from my visits to the doctor, before going to the doctor, you think you know everything you want to ask, and then when you leave, you suddenly remember something you forgot to ask. So the Prostate Cancer UK, their website is a very good resource for dealing with those questions, and they have specialist nurses as well, which you can talk to, and I find them very helpful.